All right, let's start. Hello. I hope you guys can hear me. Hi, my name is Yasin. I'm a software developer from Austria. I have been working for almost a decade in software development, mostly with .NET and C#, and I have done a Laravel project, I think it was 5 years ago, and want to come back to Laravel, and thought just stream it while learning Laravel and NativePHP. So I hope the music is not so loud. All right. I will start. Oh, let me roll back. I want to build an application that helps you to find duplicate images, because I have a pretty big image library myself, around 7, maybe 800 gigabytes of images and videos, and I have a lot of duplicates there, and the apps on the market that I've tried are all pretty bad. I have tried the trial version of Gemini 2. After around 3 days it crashed. Then I found 2 open source projects that say that do the same, but I was not really able to get them running. I've also installed I don't know, maybe 20 or 30 dependencies that they need, but it didn't work. I was frustrated, and I've seen a couple of videos from Marcel about NativePHP and thought, let's try to build something for my own need and make it open source and stream it while building it. And yeah. First of all, I want to build a new repository for that. So let's go to GitHub. I'm super quiet. Just a second. Is it better now? Test. Sound test. I hope it's better now. Welcome, Josh. All right. Great. I will call that app Duplikate in German intentionally, because reasons. Yeah, to find duplicate images. Thank you, Josh. Thanks for joining. Even if you can't stay for long. let's create a repository. We will look at the license later on. All right. So I have created the repository, and let's go to the terminal, create our Laravel app, and then keep on going from there. So let's say Laravel new duplicate. We will not use a starter kit because we don't need any authentication or the components and pages that the starter kits contain. We will build it completely from scratch. Let's choose pest for testing. I don't want to initialize a Git repository because I have done that on GitHub. So is the music too loud? We will use SQLite for our database. All right. And I have not started Laravel Herd. All right. Test. So if everything worked as I wanted, no. We have our Laravel app up and running. I think that's a good start. I would say let's push that. Let's see if we have anything. Oh no, we don't have any repositories. Sorry for that. We will copy this. Let's commit it, initialize empty Laravel 11 app. All right, we have a Laravel app installed and it looks good. Let's go to NativePHP. I have cheated a little bit on this one because I've read parts of the documentation of NativePHP and also tried to run it at least once before this stream. And what is NativePHP? You can say it's kind of a wrapper around Electron, or it combines Laravel and Electron so that you can write cross-platform desktop applications with Laravel, which is pretty cool. If we go to the installation guide, we will need to compose or require that package. Make a new tab here. Our Git history looks good, but I will create a new branch called dev and work there. Dev. Hello. Strange. Why can I not create a new branch here? Oh. Was the wrong key combination. So we have a new branch called dev. So let's work in that branch and see how far we can, or what we can achieve in this stream. All right, so is a Laravel package. We have done that. Now we need to run the installer. Hi Pradeep, welcome. Yes, we want to install the npm dependencies because Electron, so you have a lot of npm dependencies. Would you like to start the development server? Yes, please. So this is the same issue that I had when I was trying out NativePHP before the stream. There seems like an issue with the current version, or maybe it's only my Mac, because it says that the composer dependency requires PHP version bigger than 8.2, but I'm running 8.1.17, and I have found in the repository of NativePHP there was an issue. I think it was this one. Nope. Just a second, I will switch to the other window. So it's this issue. I don't know if they have fixed it or my Mac is behaving differently. I also need to reformat and install everything again on my Mac. So let's copy this line, but we will take PHP 8.3 instead of 8.2. And the next line, what we're doing here is basically copying the pre-built PHP binary from Laravel Herd to our vendor folder so that the app can run that PHP version. Let's see if this works with PHP Artisan native serve. Cool. We have a running native PHP app. I think that's pretty cool. All right, but we will also need to run npm run dev. Oop. Yep. We will install a couple of packages like Livewire, Tailwind, Volt, Folio, and they need npm run dev to run at the same time. So let's go back to not this one. It was laravel.com. Let's get Livewire installed. So installation. All right, we have Livewire. Let's go back. Install. Whoop. Is it Volt? Laravel.com? Oh, it's under the Livewire documentation. So that looks good. So let's install Laravel Livewire Vault or Vault. I don't know what the correct name is, and we will install or run the install command so that the scaffolding can be run by Vault. Hi, James. We will not create a component yet. So then let's go to Tailwind CSS, because I don't want to work without Tailwind. Let's copy these two commands. Install Tailwind and initialize it. Let's open up Visual Studio Code and we will go to the Tailwind config and paste the folders where Tailwind will look for the Tailwind CSS classes, so it can reduce them to the only ones that you really need. We won't have any view files, so we can delete that, and I don't think we will need JS files, so delete that too. And now we can run here on the bottom npm run dev so that Tailwind can so we can see our changes live in our app. All right, so let me go back to our app. So we have the app running, and this view that you see here, that's the welcome view from Laravel itself. We will need to make some changes here, like removing all of this, because we want Tailwind to work the way we want. So let's take that. Yep, we need this line inside of our app.blade.php so that the Vite server knows where to find the CSS files, and so that Tailwind in combination with Vite and Laravel can work together. So let's go to our app. We don't have an app.blade.php now, or currently. That's the reason why we will put that into the welcome blade.php. We will change that later on. And let's, I don't know, make an h1 with hello world from NativePHP. Let's save that. We should have hot module reload running. Let's look what the terminal says. So we have a running app. I think that's cool. All right. What do I want to do next? Let's make a layout file. Should we do a layout file? I'm not quite sure. I think we will do a basic layout that is sufficient for the app that I want to build, and then we will move on from that. I want to have, what do I want to have? I want to have a flex container with flex, not a flex call. No, I want to have a grid with 2 columns and 2 rows. I will show you shortly what I have imagined to have as a base layout for this app. So we have 2 columns. Do we need something else? Let's make a gap of 8. I think that will work for now. And let's create 4 divs. We will make a background color of green. Let's make a dark one like this. The second one will get indigo, The third one will get red, and the last one, let's give it orange. Oh. Yeah, we don't see anything. If you are used to Tailwind, you will know what the issue is. So let's come back to our welcome.plate.php. Let's say we want to have a minimum height, full width for our body, and we want to flex that so that on our main tag we can do flex 1. And so we have our grid. Let's add a P8 around all of them. So we have the same padding or the same padding from the outside and on the inside of our grid. And what I wanted to do also was so that the first and so basically that the left column is wider than the right column. So let's try that. For this, I will make 3 columns, and we will add spanning on the first and the third one. This should make this side wider than this side. We will also make them all rounded. So let's do that. I don't know if you guys can see that, but every time I make some changes here and save, let's say we want to do 50% opacity on the background color. As soon as I save, the PHP artisan native serve command reruns the app and it comes to the foreground, so I'm not switching. I think that's really nice, that the kind of like hot module reloading that you get from all front-end frameworks these days. I think we will now change that. Let's make it gray 100 with an opacity of 10. I think I like that better. Nope. So this is kind of like the base layout in the top left one. So in the first part here, there will be the input field where you can click, or maybe we will add support that you can drag and drop your folder, but at first we will do it only by clicking a button, then the file picker of your OS pops up and you can choose the folder where all your images are stored. The bottom one here will be kind of like an overview about the folders that you've chosen. On the right top, I think there will be some options that you can choose, and here on the bottom right there will be a start scan button so that you can start the scan of the folders. that's kind of like the basic idea of that. All right, let me see what we have here. I mean, we could start by adding our input. Type will be, I think, this file. Let's make it width full, height full. We want to have a margin of 8, maybe rounded. Let's see what we get with this. Whoop. So James, yeah, that was also the idea for the last of these divs, so the bottom right part that I have here, so that it does not only contain the button to start the scan, but also to show you how far the scan is going, how many files have been scanned, how many duplicates have been found. So kind of like also a live overview about the scan and what is going on, so that you know that the app did not crash. I mean, hey, cool, that input thing works. But there is only one problem. It is too big. It's expanding over our div here. So we will need to make it smaller. So let's come back here. Okay, then it's just pretty small. Let's revert back here for a second. Below 500 with 10%. I will make that thing big with a border of blue 540, border dashed. Let's add a margin of 8. So we have the typical drop your files here border that everyone knows and is used to. Let's add some text. Choose your image folders here. Let's see how that looks. Item center, justify center. So text below with an opacity of 50 maybe. So kind of like you can click here, then the model opens, and you're good to go. So let's maybe go to the second one. I want to have some options here, so let's make a div where we flex vertically, not horizontally. We will make a big margin, space Y of 4, so we can. Should we make an unordered list? Yeah, let's make that, but we will not need this one. We won't need this one because we will need it on this one. So flex call space Y4. Let's close our list, and the first item will be, let's say, so this is kind of like a placeholder now. I would like to have the option to check some points so that we have something here. All right, so let's add an input with type checkbox. Do we want something else for this? Not really. Let's make it like that. Let's make it like this. Maybe a little bit more. Whoop. A flex does not work when you have your text floating around and not inside an HTML tag. So now we have too much space between. Let's try items baseline. I think that's good for now. So let's duplicate that. We will reduce the space between the elements, and let's make like GIF and WebP, just so we that have something that we can choose from. All right, so the bottom part here, we will, I'm not sure if we should show a table so that the user can see which folders they have chosen. How do we do that? Let's make a repetitive with a margin and flex 1. So this needs to flex 2. Then we make a table with a table head. Path. will be only folders, but we could make it like name of the folder and the path of the folder that you have chosen. And let's see how that looks when it's a beginning. And we will do some dummy text here with a table row. Table data, that would be like photo library. Let's say that is the name of the folder that the user has chosen, and the path would be like it's on my desktop. We will need to do some styling here. Let's go back to the table. Let's add a border with gray. What could we choose? You can't really see that. Let's make it 500. Whoop. Rounded. So the table head will have a BG gray 500 with an opacity of, let's say, 30, so that the user can see that there is that's the table head. I think we will do it like that. We will flex here too and make a flex one so that the table takes the whole space it can. And we will need to make so that the text inside of our table head is on the left side. Let's see if that helps. Yeah, looks good. So let's make a padding horizontally of 2 and 1 on the vertical axis, py1. Yep, I think that looks good to begin with. And the last box will have a flex 1, but this will also flex with everything centered, and we will have a button that will say scan for duplicates. Let's design the button a little bit. We will say BG gradient to bottom from blue 500 to blue 600. Looks good. Let's add some padding. It will be rounded and text wide. Let me make that a little bit smaller so that you guys can see. So now we have our button. This will be the part where the user can click so that the file picker opens. They can choose multiple folders, which will be populated here on the bottom. if they want, they can have some settings here, and then they can start the scanning or the job to scan the folders here. And I think that's a good start. So let's go back to the terminal and let's commit all of that. We will say added Livewire, Volt, Tailwind, CSS, and a base layout for, yeah, I think that's good. So let's push that branch. So we have pushed that branch to GitHub. Let's see if that worked. Oh yeah, we have a dev branch which is here, one commit ahead of main. I think that looks good. All right, so let me look if we have something that we have forgotten to configure. We have a Livewire folder here. Do we want to add something else? I mean, we should maybe change the name and add some kind of a logo or the name of the app. So let's try that. NativePHP configuration. So they have a NativePHP.php. NativePHP.php. Let's see what we have here. App version 1.0, app ID, app author, a service provider class, clean up env keys. We don't need that. We don't need that. Maybe we should go to our env file and let's change that to duplicate. Let's see if this works. Maybe we need to restart the native serve and the npm run dev. Yeah. That looks good. We have now the app name Duplicate, which is also shown here in the menu bar. And that still says NativePHP. We should also try to change that. Wait, app name is the same. Let's see. NativePHP. If we have it anywhere as a name. I know. There is this native app service provider. From what I have seen in the documentation, we have this native app service provider where the boot function gets called and opens that window, which is this one, and it shows the default route for the route that you have defined here. So there are some options that we can set on the window itself. Let's see what we have here. We can set a width and a height. We can close a window. We don't want that right now. The ID of the window, the title of the window. So that means we should be able to come down here and say title, and we will say Duplicate. Let's see what that does. This looks good for now. I think it's the application menu that has that by default. So is it the application menu? I think so. Application menu. Default edit menu. I think there is a way to disable the default menus. Let me see. Hey Max. Thank you for coming through. Let me see if we can remove that completely. The default window, the default, no, we don't want any of that. Let's try the following. I don't know if this will work, but if we say menu, it's from native, is it this one? Native Laravel menu, so it's this one. New. Let's see if this removes. Nope, it does not. Let's see. New app menu, submenu with a link. Let's try what the documentation says. So we need an app menu with a sub menu. With sub menu, the name will be duplicate. And then we create a new menu with a link. All right. New, which will have a link. So the first one is the URL itself and the second one is the name. All right. So we will take the GitHub repository URL and say repository. Let's try that. All right. Where is our... I think I know what I have forgotten. We need to register our new menu so that NativePHP can pick that up. As you can see, we have now the default menu item here that macOS provides, and then we have the new one where maybe we should not call it the same as the app name. Let's call it source maybe. So we have here source, repository, and if you click on that, a new browser window will open and bring it to the source code of the application. Yep, I think that is good. Do you guys have any questions? I mean, it was intentional that I would mostly work on the basic UI and get the app up and running, to change the name, to push everything on GitHub. Let's see if we have any changes left in our repository. Oh yeah, we have the new menu in our app service, native app service provider. We should commit that to modify menu with a link to this repository. Yeah. I think I misspelled that. Let me see. Repository. No, looks good. Right, push this one. All right, if you guys don't have any further questions, I think I will end the stream and do some research and my homework, so that on the next stream we can start implementing some features. Here. If you guys have any questions, hop over on Twitter. I'm not logged in. But show my profile. Just a second. Let's move that window over. So you can find me on twitter.com/YasinKavakli80. I will also post that link to the chat. No, I will not show you my password, James. But if you have any questions or feedback, please ping me on Twitter. And yeah, I would say until next time. I hope that you join the next time too. And if you have any ideas or features that you would like to see on this app, just let me know. Open an issue on GitHub. I will also put the link to the repository here. So let's copy that too. That's github.com/yasinkavakli.at/duplicate. You can find the source code there. And if you want to contribute, just let me know. I will try to update the README until the next time, and maybe work a little bit on the basic UI of the application. And I will see you guys on the next time. Thanks for joining, everyone, and see you soon.